we're going right now. My bad.
How long?
Keep going.
Yeah. How long do you think it would take you guys to realize that you're going back in time or reliving a moment?
Well, you just have to relive one moment, right? Unless your memory's wiped, then you never know.
Well, that's why, like, it's you don't immediately remember that you just moved back in time. It's like a deja vu type thing.
I don't think you'd ever know that.
You never know. Yeah.
You'd just get deja vu.
You just be like, oh, this feels familiar.
That's what deja vu is.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more time.
Time travel? Don't freak me out.
So, like, how many times or how long do you think it would take for you to realize that you've been actually reliving? It's not just the deja vu.
Yeah, I don't know. What I've always felt like my feeling for deja vu is that like, it's not like it's like, oh, I've already done this. It's like. It sounds dumb when I put it like this, but it's like, oh, I feel like I've dreamt about this moment happening. Like, it's like a premonition. It's not compared to as in if it's already happened, I've done it. It's, I've seen that, like, I knew that this was going to happen or something. Like, I view it like that.
Yeah,
like,
I feel more like that on deja vus.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. Mr. President, look out! Saves the president.
Is that an episode?
That's the Corey in the House Raven crossover.
Okay.
We can't go back. We already did an episode on Disney Channel. Yeah, so Wizards of Waverly Place.
No. Live with Zach and Cody. Sorry. Don't pay attention to me.
So what's been going on, guys?
Well,
What has been going on?
I'm sure we've all been looking at a lot of our work that we've been doing recently today.
Yeah, there's that.
Plug it in. I think 26th, 27th, 28th is Fuse. Or I think the dates.
Oh, yeah.
I think
28th.
28.
Yeah.
Well, it's
April.
3 days long. It's
28th is like the
the
Saturday.
main day, yeah. Unless
It'll be fun.
you're a job employer, come the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
Students.
Do you think they're gonna have? By the way, for listeners, Fuse is a show that our school puts on in April of every year, and the department that we all make projects and we get to show them off at the show. Do you guys think there's gonna be 2 days of Fuse this year?
It's been
I think it's
almost
scheduled
confirmed that we have at least 2 days, and then we're working on 3.
Okay.
3 days.
We're working
of
on
Fuse?
3.
Well, one day would be the setup. One day is we're thinking.
Well, one is the setup day. I don't
One's a
count
Thursday,
that day.
and then but that's what I'm including because that's one also students get to
check shit out.
check shit out.
So wait, is it Thursdays the setup day? Fridays is it only for students?
Friday will
Friday,
be employers and execs plus students.
Okay.
Oh, God.
But
No
they-
pressure.
Yeah, what the
the
hell?
execs or the students come after all the employers. Like it'll be a set time for employers and executives to meet with students, and then they will talk with like faculty, and then that's when the students get to play.
Okay. So it's
games.
not like when they opened E3 to the public.
Yeah.
First.
No. No, it's execs get their time. It was just like last year at Fuse there would be people with their portfolios on the tables, and then the execs would go to them, and they were scheduled to go to them, kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's like that, but for a whole
Yeah,
day.
and then the second day is
Blocking out the
open
public.
the open day. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of 2 days.
Yeah.
I just like we get our.
You can say
get our
technically
own
2
time.
days.
Yeah,
but-
the own time
I
thing.
did not
Because-
play one game. I played versus pinball, and not play one other game.
Yeah,
Besides
that's what I was like. Lucky my family came
Mm.
because then because you were excused to play games if you were with your family.
Yeah, I had played one of the Star Trek game, and then I obviously played versus pinball, but I never got to play the VR game. So I still haven't gotten to try a VR headset.
You haven't tried it.
I haven't either.
No,
Ever?
I've
no, not ever.
Really?
I mean, I've tried the phone stuff, but I don't.
I've
cover
done like
that.
2 or 3 of the
Yeah.
because I got to play the dining hall, whatever,
Isn't that like I heard that's like not really a game.
It's
Well,
more just like
it's-
blow shit up.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you go in there, destroy shit. It's
Okay.
you're playing the deluge of like
What?
that game.
What?
You break the game. That's the
Oh.
purpose.
It seemed like it's just like a like experience where you just
No, you
Throw
just go in
stuff
there and
around,
break the
which-
game.
I'm sure people still had fun doing. So it's like
Oh,
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm sure.
Well,
kids
especially
fucking
kids.
loved
I
it.
heard
Kids
kids
loved it.
kids kept teleporting off of the.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
there's a great game.
there's a
Kids
problem
like,
with whatever like direction you were pointing. If wherever openness, like wherever you're pointing, and you did the teleport, you would go. Well, they have the building. It's almost like a Minecraft building out in the middle of this whole like snowy environment. Well, you get to the point where you use a laser, and you open a hole in the wall. Then you teleport outside, and they're expecting you to teleport outside and then like fuck up the building from the outside.
Right.
But some kids teleported to the outside, and then they're like, "There's a whole world out here," and just kept going.
How
Like,
did they not limit? All right.
Yeah, no, that's I agree. I
What
agree.
the
That's
hell?
bullshit. And they kept. Kelly told me that there was this rule that was like, oh, if kids teleport outside the world twice or 3 times or something, they would just kick
They
them
would
off.
keep
Just, like,
keep
rip their
correcting
headset
them.
off.
Yeah, they
What?
kept
Why
on.
wouldn't
Yeah.
they?
They would direct them. Like there was a point because
Yeah, that's
my little sister, she didn't mean to do it. She started to. Like she teleported like one extra time. They're like, "All right, let's direct you back here."
How did they not make
That's
a barrier?
Well, I don't think any of those kids knew how to program in VR. Anyway,
That's
okay.
then-
yeah, but yeah.
My game was gonna be
Fuse
VR
is fun.
for
Yeah.
this year, before they didn't select any. But
Ah, dude, VR Snowball.
Buff Snowman.
Buff Snowman, the game. Homoerotic snowman. You just rub up on them.
did you hear the
With the
excuses
vibes.
on like what they thought of the 2 VR games that were pitched?
I don't want to hear any excuses.
That they were
Fucking-
just
I'm
bad.
just-
One, they said
Okay.
like they don't. One, they just don't remember, and that's how much they cared about that game.
So
And then
don't
one, they just said it was
exist.
complete shit.
Our game.
I didn't need much to
'cause-
know that they didn't give a shit about
Yeah.
VR pitches.
Yeah, my team pitched a VR and like, I don't know, it just wasn't a good pitch for Fuse. You know,
what?
Like it would have been cool to play like for
Oh.
people our age, but I don't think it would be for little kids,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't think it stuck.
You guys pitched the Met game, right?
Yeah.
Yo, if your boy David was here, you guys pitched the Met game. He
Oh
would've been
yeah.
like, he probably
would've
would have
pushed that.
Yo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
The new,
new
He's
guy?
he's all
Oh,
he's done.
yeah.
His
Like
whole
8 Met
Yeah,
games.
he would have
Oh,
been
really?
like hell yeah.
He'd have been like, yeah, I'm down.
So that was just bad timing.
What does he do? Do either of you have a class with him?
No, but I've
Nah, he's
seen
like
him.
I've seen him teach classes. He
Yeah.
teaches classes at like 9 a.m.
He's chill. He's
yeah,
a really
he's
cool
pretty
dude.
awesome.
He still shows up in tie-dye shirts.
And he sounds like Rex from Toy Story. Fact.
I need to listen to his
Fact.
voice
Listen
again.
to his voice
But
and you will
I
hear
think
Rex
you're
from
right.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
But I got to try out the headset again because we did 2 things with the headset. We did this there was this one game where you get to be like an archer and there's like guys trying to enter the castle and you have to like stop them, and it's part of this another game, and so we're trying because that's kind of like the core of what our game was gonna be.
Right, yeah.
And then after that, our leader made a prototype environment, and so we tested it to see what it would look like.
That's cool. But you never tried VR unless you've like tried VR, if you know what I'm saying, right?
No.
We're not going there.
What is everyone gonna buy VR for?
Chat.
Oh,
VR
oh,
chat
buffs,
to
no
know,
way.
to know the way.
The only thing that drives every new piece of
Yeah,
technology
there you go.
ever to be made.
The end. I've told you guys my favorite article title ever, right?
Oh shit! I
yeah.
forgot what it was called.
It's like, world's first VR porn convention closed due to overcrowding.
Yeah, that's right. That's
It's probably true though. Like, because porn.
That's what I would do when I
Does-
get VR.
it, like,
I know,
innovates
I'll be honest.
everything.
I'm like,
no, it's understandable. It's actually like a serious concern that once we get like continue to get more realistic forms of like porn, that the actual amount of actual sex happening between humans is going to like plummet.
It's already like lower
Yeah.
than what it was
Yeah.
like a decade ago.
It is. Yeah, it's really interesting and kind of scary, but I mean, There's always that caveat with like future. There's always that. There's always that caveat with future stuff where it's like. It's going to be amazing, but it's also going to like. Slightly like ruin humanity in a way.
Yeah, and then
new media.
it'll be like we'll be like, oh, we don't like. Should we? Is this a thing where we
Yeah.
should take in? Our kids will be like, oh, fuck you. You
Yeah.
guys don't know
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, like
Crazy. I mean, that's how it always
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
With everything that comes
Pretty
in.
much.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
But,
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
foretell
think-
the prophecy, it's gonna ruin us.
What do you think
No.
will reach being fully developed first, AIs or VR?
Those are, I
like
mean, very
specifically
different.
for porn or in sex
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like in general.
They need to coincide.
AI for porn? No, I don't want that porn to think, dude. Fuck
It's like
that.
ASMR. It's just Alexa speaking.
Have you ever? Well, there's a. Okay, now I'm
Oh,
thinking
no.
of the scene in Blade Runner
Oh,
2049,
boy.
but none of you have seen it, so.
No.
But you can buy like a
Porn?
wife essentially, and
Right.
so Ryan Gosling has like a virtual wife in the movie, and then he buys this device that you can like go with him, and it's really interesting because it's like then like later in the movie you get to see that it's all like the same person, like so you're just buying this like just like manufactured like. Everybody has
Oh,
kind of the
okay.
same thing, but like you
Everyone's
don't
got
really
the same
know that
wife.
until almost whoever has it essentially. You see it like later in the movie. It's like to spoil the scene. Quick spoiler. It's that scene in the trailer where like sorry Warren, the naked girl's like leaning down the giant like hologram thing. That's the moment that he realizes that.
It'd be like iPhones. Like, everyone gets a wife, and then like a year later, like, there's like another wife. Like the new improved
The wife too.
Everyone waits
Yeah.
in line to like get a new wife.
The iWife 7S.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been that concept before of just like
Buying a wife, yes.
no taking a piece of one person and making like duplicates of it.
Clones?
But like no, not like, but like AI wise. Oh, it's the
It's just
fucking
like-
Halo
it's like
AIs.
Oh yeah. The smart AIs in Halo are they're
They're part of someone. and
They're
then-
Cool.
like imprintations.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
'Cause
know the
Cortana is Dr. Halsey when
Yeah.
she's young, and that's why Master Chief
That's what I was
likes
thinking of.
Cortana is
There
because
it
they
is.
like Dr. Halsey when she was young.
You guys know that
When she
episode
was
of Black
young,
Mirror
too.
with the
Yeah.
fucking that with like the little Alexa thing that they sell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how you do that? Yeah, that's
Yes.
so I was like, no.
Wait, what?
It's a spoiler for
Yeah,
Black Mirror
I don't know.
episode. It's,
Should we spoil it?
in my
I'm
opinion,
okay with
it's
it,
like the
but-
best one because it has
Oh,
John
really?
Hamm,
That
it
was
has
the first
Donald
one I
Draper
watched,
from Mad
so-
Men. It is so fucking good.
Okay,
Yeah,
I still
I-
need to watch all of Black Mirror. I haven't watched anything yet.
I've
I
only
need to
seen 2
watch it.
episodes, but that was the
I've
first
seen
one
like
I
the
watched.
first 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
seen the first 2 seasons.
Do you want us to spoil it or not?
I don't know. Warren's making it sound pretty good.
I really like that episode.
Okay, we won't
That's like a
spoil it.
2-hour
He's
episode.
saying it's like the
I think.
best
Yeah.
one. So
That's like a
then maybe-
Christmas
Well,
It's called
No,
White
they-
Christmas.
That's all.
It's a
I
Christmas
feel
one.
like.
It's got John Hamm. Like you can't
Yeah.
go wrong with that episode.
Is
Yeah,
John
it's
Hamm the
amazing
main
episode.
character from Mad Men?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
like-
I like that guy.
It's like for Black Mirror, there's no.
Why isn't
main
that guy
character.
in more stuff?
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he really hit it like on the nose with Mad Men. Like I feel like I would have
Well,
seen.
don't you
him
think
in
if
more
you're
stuff.
in everything, you start losing, like quality or like
You think he's
people?
very selective
People don't
about
want.
what's in
Yeah,
it?
people.
Oh,
don't
he
want
was
it.
in
maybe.
That's why like Fred Armisen,
Keeping Up
He,
with
like,
the
used
Joneses or whatever the
himself.
fuck that movie was called.
he's
Huh.
been in everything, so people just want him less now. Or
This is
his
diminishing
stuff isn't
returns.
as. his
Me and
stuff
Austin
isn't-
disagree on Fred Armisen. He doesn't like him.
I
Who's
believe
this
he
guy?
is not
I gotta
funny.
go.
He's like a SNL guy. He does Portlandia. Or he
I have
did.
not
don't know
seen
if Portlandia's still
Portlandia.
on.
I don't know if that's funny.
That's really the
Fred
only thing I
Armisen.
know him from.
I know
Guys
him from
that found
SNL.
Oh, this guy.
I got
When-
frets for
I
your
like this
cars.
guy.
I know
Yeah.
from SNL. Like I liked him when I first knew him. Like when I first got to see him on SNL.
Fred Armisen.
Fred.
It's like once you see the face, you'll know him.
When I first got to see him on SNL, I thought he was pretty funny, but then he's just like the same thing over and over, and then it's kind of forced. He's like trying to force you. It's more you being uncomfortable than you find, or for me being uncomfortable. I'm more uncomfortable than.
He does a
I
lot of
find it.
voice acting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I know him from is SNL and then
Yeah.
Portlandia. and I like it.
Voice
when
acting
Paul
is
does.
like it's different. I'll probably have a different perspective on him, but like
Why? Because you don't have to look at his face.
no, I don't
He's
have to
also in
listen
a
to it.
band.
It's not his
He's a
jokes.
drummer in, like, a
Yeah,
punk
no, he's
band.
on Seth Meyers, which I don't like that show either. So.
Hmm. So he's in the Seth Meyers band.
No, it's like Seth, yeah, he's the band for
Really?
Seth Meyers. Yeah.
Huh. No, I meant like before he was big. Like he was just like some drummer in a punk band or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right, he's now part of a hipster band on Seth Meyers.
And then the other lady, I'm blanking on her name, but from Portlandia, like it's him.
Yeah.
Carrie something. She was in a band too.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both
Sleater
on.
Kinney.
They're both on Seth Meyers' band, or in Seth Meyers' band now.
Pretty good show. I should keep watching it.
Portlandia?
Yeah. It's just like a sketch comedy.
Oh.
It's just like
yeah.
makes fun of hipsters' lifestyles in Portland.
Okay.
Well, that's
I'm
most
down
of
for
his
that.
material.
That sounds funny.
Huh?
That's most of his material.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it because that you are a millennial and he roasts millennials? Is that
No, I'm not. I'm not offended by what he
Fuck the
says.
man! You don't trust me!
No,
Or you don't trust me.
I'm not. I'm not
You don't
offended
know
at
me.
or anything by what he.
Fucking
like,
made
It's just
Instagram.
his jokes. I just don't find funny.
Instagrams.
It's I just feel like the delivery is a little forced.
I have no.
Just come back, Jake.
I have
It's
no-
okay.
I'm
Just
just-
like what you scrolling through YouTube videos right now?
No, I'm scrolling through Twitter because I like trying to find topics to like.
Come
bring
back
up.
to us, buddy. It's okay.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I just believe his delivery is forced.
What the fuck?
You know who's else delivery's forced?
Botches.
Amazon.
Oh.
Is Bacci delivered?
Yeah. Do you see the guys with the shirts?
What? I'm not getting this. This is going over my head.
They have like one guy's like a truck, one guy has a van, and they deliver.
They deliver? Bacci's delivers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do apparently. We always forget that.
Get the fuck out of
They're
here.
always like messing up their delivery orders when I'm in there. Like they got like 5 guys running in and out the door, like trying to get the
It's
right
like they're
pizzas in the
delivering,
car.
but they don't
God.
want to deliver.
And they just roast the shit out of Abraham.
Yep.
When they mess up.
What the fuck is? Why do people do that to Abraham?
Well, because
Because he can take a
Because
hit.
They know
He's
that he
one of the
can
most
do-
optimistic
like,
people.
he can do things
And
well.
So he just takes the hit.
I assume he's the. I'm not gonna. Well, okay. Abraham's most likely to fucking make it out of Bacci's, I think.
Oh yeah.
Out of what I've
totally.
seen, and they're just like,
Yeah.
we have to pull him down with us. He will be a part of the Bacci's crew forever. But yeah,
Sad.
anyway.
Also,
He
the
can
girl
be
I
better.
think seems really
Oh, there's a
like
girl,
she's
yeah.
always with it. You know the girl that works there.
Yeah.
She's usually at the register. Her and Abraham and Mr. Bacci. Those are the big 3.
The elite team.
He's the main guy. He's Mr. Bacci.
Is that the dude who comes into the suit and orders pizza?
That would be amazing.
Guys, Mr. Bacci. Guys, he's here. He's here. Everyone pulls the pizzas out, has like plastic ass, like really good
Where's
looking
my pizza? Where's the pizza?
No, he just walks in. He walks in. They all run out from behind the counter and like stand straight up, like in a line. And he just walks and he's just like, Picks up one slice, looks at it, just like hits the ground, he's like, puts it back.
Yeah, he doesn't put it back. He just hit the ground and just starts eating it from there.
Yeah,
and then
he's
he waits
just-
for the
he's just
slide
like-
off.
Good work.
Mr. Bacci.
No, but you know the guy, right? He's like the one that's
He
always
just-
there.
Yeah,
He's got.
I know what you're talking about.
He like. He wears glasses. He's got his hat like way down, like almost like barely touching his eyes.
I thought you meant like the CEO of Bacci's Incorporated.
No, just
He
like
just
I see
comes
the
in
main
and he just
guy,
like
like
drapes
he's
the
Mr.
pizza
Bacci.
over someone and watches it drop on them. He doesn't even like let it drop to the floor. He just
eats
over
it
and
off
just-
of them.
I wish I knew this guy that you're talking about. I haven't.
He-
I haven't
we
been
work
to
there
the. I haven't
every
been
If
to
we go
Bacci
in there
every
and
day.
we point him out, it'll be obvious.
Okay.
It's usually the guys at the register.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that one girl quit. The one lady.
Some girl
Mhm.
quit.
She was the bigger set woman with like the tattoos on her arm.
Oh yeah.
She used to be like the weekend.
Mrs. Bacci.
Mrs. Bacci, Mr. Bacci aren't really together.
They got a
anymore.
divorce, so she got the kids. He got
Yeah.
the restaurant.
So she lied.
Why?
Topics come to me.
We don't need topics, man. We're talking about botches
I
right now.
know.
This is getting.
Bocce
This is
business.
topical.
You
for
just
our
gotta get
area.
on the.
Gotta help out
Why
the
is
local
that-
businesses.
Why do you have that open? Out of all the things you're scrolling through, What
Oh,
the
boy.
fuck is this?
Oh boy.
Look.
This is gonna be the thumbnail. for this.
ProZD just put Goofy Y, and that was the picture. So I just pulled it up and put it to the side.
It's guaranteed. It has to be on the thumbnail now.
Yeah.
But it's this ugly ass looking Goofy.
Wow.
Interesting.
Alrighty.
In my opinion. Just feel better about that, Warren?
Yeah, dude. This is
There was
delivery
this-
forced.
I know this is your-
delivery forced.
There was
I know
this,
that's kind of stuff you want in your VR.
In my VR. Oh hell yeah. That looks like something for VR chat.
VR chat.
My
Guys,
goal
we
is
need
to
get
play
on
that
the-
eventually.
Guys, we needed to get on the game. We need to make a better VR chat before VR chat actually like continues to upgrade. Like,
The whole thing
How
isn't
good
being up. No, it's not gonna upgrade. It's just gonna be memes. So
dude, they're adding more modes.
Oh man.
I don't know what they are. I just see random videos in my Twitter feed and of random shit that happens in VR chat. I didn't know that was different from Second Life until like a week ago. I thought they were the same thing. Do you? I know. Do you know what site?
Yeah,
you know what
I've
Second Life.
tried-
You're in Ed's class, right?
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah.
So you're
yeah.
hearing about
he
Second Life.
preaches about it every class.
I,
Wow, it's so great about Second Life.
I go into Second Life a lot.
Yeah, he probably went into Second Life as much as Ethan went into Sims. It was just, or Devin went into Witness.
dude.
It was just.
This is brutal.
I wanted to make a world I could escape to.
It's part of his AI. It's part of it.
But yeah.
No one has a topic.
Well, now we're all interested in what Jake's gonna come up with. That's it,
Nothing.
yeah.
I heard you talking earlier. I
Oh,
know
shit.
I know very little about this, so I shouldn't even bring it up.
Oh.
The Kim Jong Un's wife is like over. In
I kind of okay.
overseeing the Olympics.
I was joking around. But I want to make either a K drama or a
I know
version
what
of
you're
Game of
saying.
Thrones
Yeah.
with the Korean politics right now, or like the modern history, because there's been like so many assassinations and then like power shifts, and like recently I read an article. They were talking about her role and how she's like Kim Jong Un's right hand person because
It's his sister.
It's his
by the
sister,
way,
yeah,
not
yeah.
his wife. Yeah.
Did I say wife?
I think you said wife.
Oh, sorry. I meant
but,
sister.
yeah, it's a sister. But she's been slowly climbing the ranks because he
They're gonna
values
kill her now.
he values family when it
Right.
comes to his like who's the powerful people,
Mm-hmm.
and then he knows. I think she's his successor at this point. So if he were to die, she would replace
Okay.
him. But she's like the second woman in history of North Korea to have her position. The first being his mom.
Right.
But then she left that position after his father died. But like there's his death, then there's assassination attempts or assassinations that have happened to
Yeah.
Kim Jong Un's half brother,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was someone who is a kind of a rivaling.
There was
rivaling
somebody.
family.
There was somebody really close to the family, who was like essentially had gained, like had helped him rise to power. Essentially had like gained, had rose up to essentially the rank under him.
Yeah.
And one day they killed him and his entire family.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, CIA.
But they,
And
what they did, they
killed
haven't-
him by
they found a
having
crime
him get
that he
ate
did.
by dogs.
They found a
Having-
crime
wait.
that he did, and they executed him. And that's been
They
Having
like
getting
dogs
fed them
eaten?
to dogs. Having getting
Like
eaten
alive?
by dogs.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, there's I don't know. That's full. But
Huh?
I know there's been a couple executions with higher ups because they're
Yeah.
like challenged him kind of.
If people like challenge him, even if they're on his side, they like.
He does not. Yeah, he does
Still-
not handle
Oh,
threats well.
I don't even know if it's much him, even deciding to kill them. Like I think.
Well, the thing is, it's usually his like council of people. They
Yeah.
but it's usually they do something, and again, like they have a set goal, they have a set direction, and if they notice anyone like trying to divert them or going off on their own path and kind of sabotaging that, they shut it down as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing, so this is also I found interesting. They skipped over Kim Jong-un has an older brother who should be in power.
Yeah,
but when his father died, he went over the brother because Kim Jong-un's father believed the brother to have the heart of a woman. His words, like he won't be strong-hearted, or he won't be
his older brother.
He won't be a strong leader, so he just skipped over him.
His
to
older,
Kim Jong-un.
his older brother also had been educated more about the outside world.
Yeah.
And something like that.
So he was more liberal.
Kim Jong-un was
more liberal. And
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
East Asian.
So wait, Kim Jong-un, he knows about the outside world though, right?
Yes.
He definitely does, but he's trying to prevent.
But he was more traditional than his brother.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is still a communist
but
dictatorship, so it's just that the outside world they believe is greedy and
anyway and going back to the thing with his sister, this is interesting to watch because there was also in the opening ceremony or something, Korea marched under one flag.
Right.
Yeah, which is very
I'm super excited about watching that.
Their women's hockey team is Korean. It's not North Korean and South Korean.
Yeah, that's very.
And they have a huge
North Korean women on.
They
the
have
team.
North Korea has a 200. I think it was 200-person cheer squad. For if you look online, you'll see it's just they take up a section of the stadium, and it's just all these ladies in red jackets, and they have the Korea flags, and they have these chants chanting about unification, and they have
But I want to know how you get to be a cheerleader at the Olympics. Do they just search for the best cheerleaders in the country? Damn. How do you tell?
But it's really great because they have set chants and they have set songs, and they go by, and they're so uniform about it. And even when there was two rappers singing a slowed down version of Uptown Funk, and they were still chanting during that. They're it was a weird remix of their chants about unification and Uptown Funk, because throughout the entire hockey, because everyone was talking about how crazy the fans were at the hockey game because it was the full Korean team, a unified Korean team. And you can hear those ladies, they were the loudest ladies, and they never stopped. There was no break for them the entire time.
Huh.
But one thing I found interesting about, this is also me probably reading just slightly more than it should, but because each country has, I'm trying to think of, I'm going to mess up the word, but they just have kind of advisor, Mike Pence is for us. We don't have Donald Trump there at the Olympics. We send a representative, and that's Mike Pence for us. Well, the representative, instead of Kim Jong-un being there, he sent his sister, which is again a big thing because she's slowly rising to being his right-hand person, and so she's probably one of his most trusted, because she also is family, so she's probably one of the trusted people and that has power. And then she was meeting with today, or I don't know if we're on tomorrow yet, but she met with the president of South Korea.
Oh yeah.
And they had lunch together. And not long after that, South Korean president, actually I think North Korea offered another opportunity for South Korea and North Korea to talk again. They opened up another meeting.
I wonder what the sudden...
Go ahead.
I find, that sudden jump is really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I was am I the only one that thinks so?
This
a month ago I thought they were at war
weird
with each other, and now...
Yeah.
Well, I think...
And somebody's thinking it's because they're, trying to essentially try to, make South Korea not like the U.S. or something that is one of the...
Yeah, and just kind of,
I think that
the
was
world,
always
soften their opinions towards North Korea.
I think that was always the fear,
friendly.
and that's why it was them against... Not against South Korea in the first place, but, that was why it's been so long that they've been kind of like at each other's throats, is because they thought South Korea was going to become westernized.
But it has though. Like,
But has it been westernized? Are they trying to copy us, or have they become their own thing?
Of course, it's its own thing.
Is it own thing combating us though?
Huh?
Is it
batting us?
not correct, but like to be something better than us, not because of us, but to be better than us? That's
Say
You
say
lost
it
me.
again.
I'm lost
What?
on that,
Yeah.
dude.
I just think like it's not our influence on why they're doing things, or is it because they are trying to be better than us or keep us like our opinions or our influence out?
North Korea or South Korea?
South Korea.
Okay.
South Korea.
And you're saying is that why North Korea didn't
North
like
Korea
them?
doesn't,
Is
because
this what you're saying?
it would be like North Korea. They didn't want them to become us, and then us having political influence there.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, like South Korea is its own. I'm not gonna say it's like the West modernized East Asia. Like that's it's not that's not fair to say, but like the same what happened with kind of like Japan and South Korea essentially, where it's like we were there when we were there to like what's the other word for overseeing? I mean, we were there at the end of World War II. Obviously, we occupied
it was
like parts of it.
imperialized.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Occupied.
Yeah.
And then South Korea for, the war between South Korea and North Korea. And then, like we influenced. There was influence of like different cultures.
I was thinking like
being
politically
the same
though.
place in it, like, right. And so, and it kind of has, and that's why North Korea, like, I feel like doesn't like South Korea, is because it's not because they don't like South Korea and their modernization. It's because they don't like them being allies with the United States. Yeah. So essentially, if they can turn them against the United States, they would be fine with unification. Even though it would be very. It would essentially turn because they're basically at this end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like modernization and like infrastructure. So like it would be very interesting to see like these two totally different countries join, and then just like this like weird like you just have poverty, and then you have like you essentially have like, even though it's kind of like a weird comparison, you essentially have like the Hunger Games districts, where it's like you have this like fantastic city sector,
The capital.
the capital, and then you have all the outer colonies that are just like in poverty. But that would be really.
I think with the unification, if we see unification between North and South Korea, what we're gonna see is not like them taking down the border or compromising politically, because that requires Kim Jong-un giving up some power, and he's not going to do that. That's just not on his menu.
You don't think they would unify? You think they?
But I think they would have they could have a unified military. They could have they could unify in other areas, like again unifying teams, and so like for soccer and stuff like that, it wouldn't be South Korea and a North Korean team. It'd be a Korean team like we're seeing now.
They'd just be really strong allies. Essentially. Yeah.
And for what they send out would be unified, but themselves would not be. It'd be like two. It's kind of like, even though this is a horrible, probably a bad comparison, Taiwan and China.
Whoa.
We have prison passing. But it's kind of like Taiwan and China, even though they're kind of like against each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like one's modern and has a democracy, and then the other is still its communist ways.
Yeah.
But they kind of like it's at a point where they can live or tolerate each other.
Mm-hmm.
but they just don't like favor each other.
Right.
I don't know. I thought I heard like some keys jingling.
I didn't get keys. I just got footsteps.
Janitor maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I just recently been interested. Once I saw that she was meeting with the, like, because also it's breaking history. Every time a South Korean leader meets with a North Korean leader, it's making a mark in history because it just hasn't happened in so long. So I just think it's an interesting everything because, like, even them just going out to lunch and talking has led to now more opportunities between, like, those two countries talking.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to.
Also, another weird thing at this Olympics, not to, like, I don't know if you had anything more to say on that, but Russia, like, there's no Russian flag at the Olympics. They're all just the Olympic athletes from Russia because they wouldn't let, like, Russia send a team because of, like, their, like, performance enhancing drugs.
Oh yeah. Was that from the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And then that happened with this one too?
No, what happened was, so because of, they found, I think, a couple countries who had a mass number of people who took performance-enhancing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so they immediately banned those countries from entering a team in the next Olympics.
So, but I don't get exactly how it works because, like, they still have athletes from Russia. They're just
right.
Like, if they win, the Olympic theme will play instead of the Russian national anthem, and like a flag with the 5 rings on it will be raised, and not the Russian flag.
The twist is because these athletes that are at the Olympic athletes of Russia, they were found not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So because they didn't want to punish athletes who are abiding the law and abiding the code of the Olympics.
I see.
And they shouldn't be punished,
right?
Because there was a mass number of people in their country.
So this was like a government-run thing, the performance-enhancing drugs, or what? Because I
think it was just.
If it was just individuals, then I don't really get it. Because like, shouldn't they be tested anyway? I'm not.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was just the problem was it was. I don't think it was government, like directly government thing, but it was with. I guess probably because some athletes, they train in the same facilities, so it might have been a facility type thing or passed on like, okay, we're doing this type thing. Because how did some athletes not then take or not participate? Like how did?
I have no idea.
I think it was just individuals, but it was just coming to what facility they work at, or these are people that were in close, like, camaraderie before.
Also at the opening ceremony, those dancers.
They had to dance the entire time.
Yeah, there were people dancing out there the entire time
circle?
that the teams were walking out, and they were like hardcore dancing. Like for a while, they were
doing
had a whole
like routine.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah, and they just didn't stop. I was impressed.
I know. I laughed at.
Maybe
give them some gold
an
medals.
event that you're watching. That was the opening ceremony.
What?
that was
a
an event.
sport. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I laughed at the U.S. went out to Gangnam Style. I was like, we just not. We haven't listened to enough or accepted enough Korean music to be anything. It's like that's all the U.S. got. It's like song. We got. Yeah, it's like, all right, what's your favorite Korean song? We're like Gangnam Style. We know that one.
I remember.
But I was expecting to like BTS. Like that would have been great if they walked out to that. I'm glad we weren't like one of the very first countries because they just got EDM.
I think the countries got to choose.
Yeah. But it went across multiple countries, like the same song.
Mm-hmm. So. Russia's Olympic team has been banned from the 2018 Winter Games in South Korea because of evidence of systematic state-sponsored doping programs.
Okay, there you go.
Very cool.
Fox. Way to go, Russia.
Tax-free drugs, dude.
They weren't losing another race. I was happy because this is also just me fanboying for a second. But one of the songs that played during the entrance was Likey from Twice. So I was just happy for like some of the songs that were chosen for the entrance music. That's probably like one of the most like appreciated songs currently right now in Korea, because they're the ones who like kind of chose what options there were. So hearing Twice as one of like, I know I follow like an app that's like a community of fans, and everyone just went crazy over watching the Olympics and hearing the song, because then it's like recognized, like, oh my gosh, like even South Korea recognizes they're one of like the top groups out of all the groups that exist, because they have their song in there.
Is there like an underground music scene in Korea, or is it just like everyone is like super into K-pop? I guess there it's just pop.
That'd be interesting to see.
It's tight.
I feel like that would be interesting to know about, because I feel like I feel like the majority of like people there are mostly into pop, but
there's still there's other genres.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like early 2000s here, where it's like everyone was into like pop. Like at least that's how I felt like it was back when
Well, I
we were,
think
kids.
But at this point,
then it kind of like drifted off into everybody kind of.
I feel like
got
that has
interested
to
in
do
their
with like
own
our
thing.
age though. Like you're just kind of exposed to what's on the radio when you're a kid. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
And now in college, everyone's kind of like kind of spread out among different.
And
music
we've talked
genres.
about it before too, where, like, what you used to have always was the radio, and we talked about that on previous podcasts where it's like that's all you had, so everybody kind of listened to the same stuff. But now with obviously with iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, you can listen to whatever.
Illegally downloading.
Illegally downloading. You can listen to whatever you want to.
Yeah. This is the reason I think that K-pop or pop for them is so popular is because almost an appreciation for the process because they have that systematic process of selecting groups.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
and, so you have more of an appreciation. You have more. You idolize. They're called idols for a reason.
It's like
you
American
idolize
Idol,
these people.
Yeah.
Korean Idol.
Korean Idol.
Well,
yes, that's what I was wondering. Like, what if just like someone just like I want to start a band and just like starts playing in the garage? Like, is there a scene for that in Korea? Or
okay. No, there's definitely groups like that, and you can. The thing is, some people do that, and then they go to these companies, and because there's other genres. So say you're a rock band in a garage, if you're able to you can still do like the same thing we do here with like a demo, and give it, and then if they think you are worthy enough, they might even see you as someone who can go through training, and then you go get trained, and then
who's they? Who's
like, music. So
they have a top CEO.
Record
like
label.
they'll have they have like it's almost like a top.
What
group
I've
of
heard
people that
essentially,
run the company, and it's usually one CEO that everyone recognizes.
How the music industry works in South Korea is record labels are more ran like car companies than they are actual record labels.
Yeah.
So like everything is like by the book, like we're going to do it this way in this order, and this is how it's going to be. And if you don't fit the cut, then goodbye.
like, is it all like business oriented?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with the groups wise, it's not like with these girl groups that come out. They're not like people that went in and like, oh yeah, we want to form a group. Can we? Like we perform together. What they do is they come up with the concept. The CEOs, the top tier record label people, they come up with the concept. So I'll use the example Twice, even though Twice had a different experience because they went through a whole reality TV show. But they come up with a concept. So for Twice, their concept was we wanted a group of girls that were good looking, and then they had talent. Because the meaning of Twice was they hit your eye. You like them
I
once.
was say, is that really is that like a groundbreaking?
They're probably just like we want another one.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But
That's like
this is just an example of what they do.
So once one group gets over 30, they're like, all right, on to the next one.
Well,
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like how we go through boy bands.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
it's that's the process. It's just like how Simon Cowell, like he found One Direction through a show, or created One Direction, and that's how like the boy bands that were created that weren't
Big time.
they weren't just a group of people that came in and like, oh yeah, we all sing together, we want to be a group now.
Yeah.
It's the ones that are created. It's that same concept where they come up with a concept, they come up with the idea of how they want things to look, how they want things to run. They find people in that who have auditioned or who have the talent to fit that group, and then they put them together, send them out.
I mean, I try not to be that person that's like, oh, I only listen to real music or whatever, or be like that snob.
I'll
but
be that guy.
I don't know, just that's like nowhere near as appealing to me as just like someone that like just wanted to start making music and then made it big. You know, something that's just like totally played out like a business. That's just not appealing to me.
That's why I'm calling it like the early 2000s.
Like I can hear it in the music.
I know it's like, yeah, what you're saying with the radio thing, but like, and I don't want to say it's like, oh, well, they're behind, quote unquote, because I'm not saying it like that. It's just, I feel like they're in that phase. It's not behind or in front. It's what they are right now, where it's like the whole music industry, for people who just want to listen to like the modern music, like that's what it is. It's this whole controlled system, and they're like.
But the thing is with
and they like it, but also I'm sure there's plenty of people who still like they like other genres and stuff. It's just the majority of like quote unquote a normal person there is like they know what the modern K-pop bands are. They listen to them.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the TV shows. It's just
well, I have
a lot of the youth there. It's all tuned into the same thing.
I have two responses that with. You were talking about you feel like they have a less appreciation for music, or like you feel like because you said like
that's
there's
not what you said.
no, but like no, you said like with not less appreciation of music, but you said it's different because it's not them.
Thing.
Like what originally got the ball rolling was like, hey, we want to make a band so that we can make money, instead of just like people.
Well, the thing is, the people that are auditioning, they are auditioning because they feel they have the talent or they can sing and all that. So they're just like it's practically like Disney. Where people like that are now on Disney shows or are singers for Disney, they auditioned for Disney and they're like Disney will like we'll plug you in somewhere. You have the talent, you have the skill. Here's a spot for you somewhere.
And it depends on what you're into, obviously, and how much
like
you care about it. But that's
and
I see what
once
you're saying,
they become a group, it's kind of
Yeah.
their thing. They kind of negotiate with what their concept.
It's not true.
They're given a base concept, but they get to negotiate.
Yeah,
with kind of what
they get to be themselves in it. But it's like I agree with Ben on the point. They don't write any of that. They don't write any of that. They go and do that. They're really good at doing it. They're really they're talented.
Yeah, the
there are some solo artists though that write.
I'm sure there's some that have.
There's a large amount of people have done that. But all we focus on is like the girl groups, and those are like manufactured.
And I'm sure.
But
it's like
tons of solo artists that write their own stuff or come up with their own stuff, and then they become big in the industry. Like they audition for the industry as a solo artist, and they're like, okay, we'll give you.
Is there like American music that's really popular in Korea? Like how K-pop is kind of starting to like really gain some momentum here in America, or is it just kind of one-sided?
No,
Excuse me.
So popular pop songs for us are popular there too. So again, they sang Uptown Funk at the Olympics. They enjoy our pop music as well. I think the only thing that doesn't really translate over is country music.
Well, I guess what you're saying is there's some hits there.
Thank God.
Like,
Oh
God. I'm sure that there's some hits from like multiple countries that make it there. That just like for us, where it's like there's like Gangnam Style, obviously, and
A lot of countries are like behind too. Like
Yeah.
a lot of countries are way into shit that was like popular here like 20 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Lionel Richie making it big in China right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But then
shit like
also,
that.
for a lot of the countries that are behind, they were blocking off everything around them for so long that they are just getting, like, it's just a mass of stuff coming to them.
And it's also just like
So
easier to communicate
weird.
nowadays.
Well, that's
like,
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not to be like bring religion or a religious person, but in China, they're now it's higher amount of Christianity because the government allowed like
It's
Christian
not
churches to be
higher.
built.
It's like it's getting a lot higher, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
but then
like
they have a church like because before the country blocked
they have a
off.
controlled church.
They blocked off, and it was like almost illegal to have like
To
a
be
Christian
Catholic,
church.
Christian,
Yeah.
anything
What
like that.
religion was like dominant in China?
Well,
Was it
it's-
anything, or are they?
It's you follow the state, and so
Uh,
everyone follows Confucianism.
Yeah,
and, like
Confucianism.
it's like these are religions, but it's more of a way of life. They all follow those, like the traditional, but then just so like the thought of religion wasn't like they thought if you were more faithful in religion, you should be more faithful to your country than religion, and that's their thought process.
Yeah,
with that.
a lot of the East Asian religions were more like culturally like about like based in about life than they were about gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more, yeah, it's like
It's
more.
actually really
They have more
nice.
legends and myths.
It's actually really nice.
Well, I've started like kind of like getting more interested in like how they think of religion
hmm
and that. There's times I'm just like I'm not so sure on where I fit on the at this point. I don't know where I fit on like the religious like
hmm
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
what
it's
I
about to
want
get
what I
deep.
want to believe.
Yeah.
What I want to
Where's
believe
my
in all that.
VR porn? What the fuck is this?
No, yeah, but I
But like I don't know where I
understand.
like cause at home I'll say I'm like a Catholic and all that, but then like here I don't I really believe
Oh,
all that.
that you guys know
That
the
sounds like
Master of
anything.
None episode? I think it's season 2.
Yeah.
The one about religion.
Yeah.
And he wants to like he's what
What's
he's not allowed to
Master
eat
of None?
pork.
Yeah, he's.
It's a season, sorry, he's
Hindu.
showing it.
No, he's
It's
Muslim.
really good.
Muslims can't eat pork, right? No, Hindu. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah, he
Hindu or
can't.
whatever.
Yeah,
And he can't eat pork. And he's with his parents, but he's been eating pork for a while because he doesn't
Okay.
give a shit about his religion.
Uh-huh.
And then he's just like, you know, fuck it, I'm just gonna order because I want it. You just order it for them.
Yeah.
Like, upsets
Yeah.
his parents, and I don't know. That was just interesting to me.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I grew up like kind of going to church, but my parents aren't that
reminds
religious.
So it reminds me of my friend. Yeah, my friend Gotham. He
Wait,
What?
his name is Gotham.
That's amazing.
It's so fucking cool. And what you
is that why he's your friend?
we always called him Babu because that's his middle name. But
Gotham
out of
Babu?
Gotham?
Gotham baboon.
Oh yeah,
Who named him?
I know,
That
right?
was like,
So it's awesome, but like yeah,
Nice.
and then he didn't tell us that until like 2 years after we knew him. We're like, what the fuck didn't you tell us your name was Gotham, Babu, Dark Knight, God of
Because he's
Gotham?
like he sounds like a kid, like a really young child saying Batman. And he's just going, "That's
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
That's-
but
Okay.
yeah. So we still call him Babu, but everybody calls him. He said like people he knows now call him Gotham, so right there or whatever. But yeah, he's. I'm pretty sure he's Hindu or the religion that wouldn't let you eat pork. And like when a lot of times when we're getting pizza, he's like, I can't get that out. And then one day he's like, you know what? I don't. Yeah, sure. I'll just fucking eat it.
Yeah.
No, I like the Bo Burnham line. One of his it was like the God's perspective, and he goes,
I love
"I
that
created
song.
the world." And he's
That's a good
like,
song.
"Why
Yeah.
the fuck would I stop you at the line of the deli aisle?" Or like it's something along that lines.
Yeah, something
It's like
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I created the whole thing, but so like I don't know exactly what I said, but the Confucius lifestyle and then also like the Buddhist lifestyle where they don't follow God and they don't believe like everything you do you have to credit a God for.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's plenty of times where I am like that, where I'm just like when you achieve something or I hear someone achieve something and they're all like, oh thank you, like because we prayed for you or
that
something like
me
that,
too.
and that makes me angry because I'm like, if I'm the one putting the hard work in, should I be giving credit to someone I don't know, like.
Well, that and also
that hasn't been proven.
At the end of football games,
negates my.
That's a whole discussion.
Yeah,
itself,
and that's
At the end of football games, there'll be like an interview with a winning quarterback or something, and he's like, "I'd just like to thank God. We've been praying." It's like.
I hate
Don't you think the other team was praying too? Like what?
Well, no, I hate that.
It's like God favored one team over another. Like,
well, see, that's
you guys had
I hate that
70 people pray. They only had 57.
I hate that even on a different level because it's like, according to if we were actually looking at this, what the religion is. I'm pretty sure there isn't a religion where God cares a fuck if you win that football game or not.
Right.
It's that's not a part of a. The religion, oh man, God really cares if we win these sports games or anything. It's you just want to do your best in anything that you do, but it's it's I don't know. It's so he doesn't really. Do you think this is
It doesn't really make.
I understand
it makes
it
no
more
sense.
if you're credit for luck of a healthy family or something like that, or you're saying oh my family's been healthy because I'm I kind of understand.
Yeah,
more,
I get
but
that.
When it's it's a big football. It's we won the Super Bowl because of God. I want to think do you think He favored you?
Yeah, exactly.
Half your team commits crimes. Do you think He favors you?
Yeah, and it makes no sense.
But it's just that's also one thing I've taken in. Just that's why I've kind of liked or looked into more of the Confucius and Buddhist lifestyle because
we went to a Buddhist temple the other night.
Yeah,
did
he was so fucking
you guys know
creeped
about
out.
this?
No,
we
okay.
we
So
go.
in my,
I'll tell the story.
But I was gonna tell it before.
Okay, so Austin's in the class, East Asian Civ or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna go check out this Buddhist temple that I heard about, and I'm like, that sounds cool. I'll join you. And we go up to it, and it doesn't really look like what I pictured. It kind of looks more like I don't know, what would you say?
It looked like an apartment building. Yeah, it looked like a school.
Apartment building, just kind of, I don't know,
rundown.
more boring.
You can tell though with some of the architecture, or I could tell with some of the architecture that they were intending to be.
Yeah, but we walked up to the door, and there's lights on inside. So I tried the door, but it was locked. And I'm looking inside, and I'm like, I don't know about this place. I'm just getting a bad vibe. It's creeping me out.
Yeah.
But we walk around to the back, and Austin's like, wait, I've been here in a dream before. And I'm just like, I'm out. I start walking out.
What happened? I recognized. I walked in, and because there's flags all around. This parking on this fence, and then there's a large empty parking lot, and then I remember the building, and then the large empty parking lot, and the flags, and a dream, and then but I just stopped.
I did not look back.
Yeah.
I walked
I just stopped whenever I hit the parking lot. I'm like, I've seen this place before. I've had a dream about this place, and then Ben goes to me. He's like to get her. He's like, have you been here before? Just wondering if I just drove here, because usually in a dream you're gonna dream about a place you've been to.
Yeah.
And he's like, have you been here before? I'm like, I've not known this place existed. And he just books it. We were gone.
Yeah, we left.
You guys fucking left. You saw that shit in a dream and you just left?
It was
followed
a dumpster. It was just in the
I followed him.
So wait, were you looking for a door at the back?
I don't even.
No, we
just kinda looking around, I
okay,
guess.
we get to the door, and then Ben's already we get to the door, we tried the door, and Ben's like, okay, we tried the door, he's like, should we look around or should we leave? He's like, I'm getting some bad vibes here. He's already a little jumpy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just look around. Let's just check it out. I'm like, I want to get the full scale. Let's just check it out. So we turn the corner, go to the back parking lot, and that's when this little ordeal went down, and he just booked.
Yeah, it wasn't anything creepy or anything.
Yeah,
it was literally just a dumpster in the back of the building.
But it was just me saying that I've seen this before in detail. I've seen this before, and I've never been here. After he's already jumping from getting to the front door, we're just it was just fair to just book it out there.
Yeah.
This is 3 blocks maybe that way.
Yeah,
we could walk
it's
to
right
this
behind
and
St.
it's
James. It's right. There's another set of apartments.
It's behind St. James?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
to left.
when you come
behind
from
it.
downtown and you
Next
go
podcast. Next podcast.
from a Buddhist temple.
I'm willing to go back again, probably in the daylight first, and then going back.
No, I'll go back again. I just,
I like.
This is a pretty shitty Buddhist temple if it's like fucking up your Zen, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to be on the inside.
But yeah, no, I want to check it out on what's going on inside of it, because I could like see kind of through the window. I didn't want to agree with it. I could see kind of through the window like the setup, and it looked really nice. But like, I just really wanted to like go in and look at it and see how like what works here.
Well, also before all this happened, like this was just a weird night to begin with. I don't know how much detail I can really get into, but we were talking to Quinn, and we were like gonna hang out with Quinn, and then he bailed or whatever. He's like, I'm helping someone move into their apartment, and then we just go to a random parking lot, like next to this Buddhist temple, and we get out, and Austin's like, oh shit, that's Quinn, and we just like happened to be there with him, and he's like moving stuff in. And it was just really weird coincidence.
It was so creepy. Yeah, so that's where the bad vibes, I think, originated.
Yeah, that
because at that point we were just
for
like,
some reason either.
Well, the thing was like at that point there was something going on, and like we wanted to avoid him at that. Well, not you, but I did. I wanted to avoid him at that.
Oh yeah,
point.
that's what made it weird. Austin, okay.
Yeah. But that was
just
like
did you get
like
from the
story.
story? But yeah, Austin and Quinn were not.
I went to a hockey game, but I was with
along.
Bree and Peter.
Okay.
And a new friend that Bree brought. But like at that time, there was kind of like it was more on my end, a personal beef against him, and I didn't want to see him. And I already told that to Ben, and then Ben's like, "Well, we'll do this one thing, and then if he shows up, I'm gonna hang out with him, and then I'll hang out with you after he leaves." And because I've been doing this thing every Saturday, going out on drives, and just going to a new place, and that way I'm getting to like more of Peoria, and so like I was already planning on driving. I'm like, you're either with me in the car or not. It's just a matter of is Quinn with you at this time?
And by the way, Quinn didn't even see us. Like,
he didn't.
Oh, really?
We got there, parked the car,
none
walked across the street, walked back to the car, drove our car right behind him, didn't see us.
Some of the people remembered the car. I talked with them. Some remembered the car, but not everyone remembered me.
Guys, was Quinn actually there, though?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Was he, though? Like, was he?
Maybe we should go back.
Not when the snow on the roads. When the snow's off the roads, I'll go back. But
that sounds too creepy. I don't know.
That's where the bad vibes came, because like after that, like we're just like driving. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna park in this parking lot and we'll walk to the Buddhist temple and check it out, because I didn't want to parallel park on the street. And so we just we see people moving stuff in, or like we didn't know this was apartment buildings, because it's like really old looking.
Yeah, the building didn't strike me as an apartment building at first. I thought there was like an event going on.
We thought it was like some sort of sort of church, or like some place where like events would like you could schedule events like for meetings like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or something like that. Like that's what I felt.
Okay.
And then so I'm just saying, they're like, oh, they're just moving. They're gonna have an event, like they must be like watching a movie or something here. There must be a huge event going on here, because there's people moving stuff. It was mostly chairs that they were moving in at the time, and so I'm like, oh, they're just moving stuff in. And then we recognized him, and then I recognized someone else.
That's the moment
there.
that I saw him.
And immediately, so we sit back in the car and kind of like disguise ourselves, or like, and then eventually when everyone went into the building, we get out and then we go to the Buddhist temple, experience the bad vibes, book it back, and then we're back in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'll back out and drive off before anyone knows that we were even here. And then as soon as we get in the car, all of them come out, and then they did a thing where just like, it was a constant cycle at that point, so they weren't gonna end.
And then they started chanting.
But it wasn't gonna end. Someone was gonna see us. I just knew, otherwise we'd be waiting there a long time. And so I just put the visor down, backed out, and booked it out.
Oh.
And then we went to Walmart.
Yeah.
And then you went to the Buddhist temple.
Well, this was after the Buddhist temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that story.
Well, that was that
Quite an
night.
adventure.
Yeah.
Was that just last week?
That was last weekend.
Wow.
Damn, alright. Tight.
Oh, that was last weekend?
That was last
Yeah,
weekend.
last
Oh.
Saturday
Oh,
night.
okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of upset that I haven't done more this weekend. But that's on me. But,
You had to do. We had to turn stuff.
Yeah,
in
that's
tonight.
right.
You should do,
Yeah.
so I stayed up. I was like working on stuff because I was like, because last year we posted not just 3 things. Not
What do you mean
posted
stayed up? Because
when you woke, I did not sleep at all.
She didn't. Okay. 'Cause
I woke
was
up late. I fell asleep earlier and then woke up around 2-ish, and didn't go back to bed since then.
Okay. I don't know. My timeline's a little fuzzy then. Because I got in bed at about 8:30 to take a nap. And got out of bed at midnight.
No, you were up when
And then
I got back.
I don't think I got back into bed at 3, but I thought you were sleeping the whole time.
No, I got up. You were still
Whatever.
up, and then I
I
was
just
still.
confused.
I got up at that time. It was somewhere around the time you were going to bed. I was getting up. It was just like that, and but yeah, no, I stayed up from then on up until. Well, I just took a nap recently, and that was the first time I've slept since then. But,
So no one had a subject or.
well, I was going to talk about the Saturday trips I've been taking,
Oh.
and then
So we covered it.
trips?
We
the to the Buddhist temple is because now I've been going out
Wait, what was your? Have you been
But-
on other trips?
I went to the Asian market today.
Oh.
That was the new place for today. But I was going to talk about is there a set goal you have this year? Is there something you've been doing that's been different just for yourself? And then
trying.
also,
Like 2018,
I'm
like a New
trying,
Year's
man.
resolution, or
or
sophomore
even the
year?
semester.
So
It could be a small goal, but is there something you've been doing recently that
guess-
you've just been telling yourself you would do every week?
Yeah, for me, it's been I guess I finally did what I wanted to do at the beginning of last semester, but I didn't until this semester. I feel was get more involved in the department.
Yeah.
And I don't mean yeah, I'm just in terms of knowing more people, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm.
And trying
We've
to,
gone out
get
to a
around
couple
the
events more.
Yeah. So, and just trying to be a part of stuff happening more in the department. Last semester was rough for me in several ways, but specifically what I could talk about here was as fun as I had doing the some of Devin's or one of our classes stuff. I'm so much more digital based, and when it comes to analog games, I'm just just over my head sometimes. Just not.
You're a
into
new
it.
soul.
Huh?
So you're a new soul. Warren's more of an old soul.
You've called me an old soul before, though.
Well, with music. With music.
That was the
with
only-
music, you
yes.
listen to old
The
soundtracks,
old times.
but then
Yeah.
you're always
That was the old.
you're always
days.
right on the time. Digitally, you're always
I'm
with the
pretty
times.
into digital stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then you listen to old music, and then
Yeah.
Warren
I'm
just
a
likes
weird-
old games.
I'm a
Well,
weird-
from my experience, you've enjoyed old games more. Or
Warren
have
is
more of a
definitely
knowledge of
more
older
retro.
games
Fair
than.
enough.
He's a retro boy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I respect a lot. I'm just.
I don't.
You respect yourself.
You can't. If you like old games, then you like gameplay, and that doesn't exist anymore.
Just to a certain extent.
It's like if you like all the Hitchcock movies and shit, and it's oh, what movies are there now? And then you look at movies now, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't want to roast.
I see
'cause
your- I see
everyone
your
will turn
point.
on me, but it's like
No.
I see
You
your.
just say fight
I
the internet
understand.
every podcast. I'm waiting
it's
for this moment.
Oh, Marvel's all we got. Okay. That's the best
Yeah.
movie's gonna get. Okay.
I understand you.
No,
I
you got it.
understand.
It's all
No,
right
that is a
there.
very fair point. Yeah, no.
I'm not. I don't know.
By the way, be careful when you hit me.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
'cause
just-
yeah.
It's
you can,
just-
you can move it just over here. So.
I'm so every time I go see a Marvel movie, I'm just like,
This
all
is
right,
the best.
cool.
Right.
I'm not gonna say anything about it though, because everyone's like, "Oh!" and I'm like,
Yeah, I
thought it
got
was just
you.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never been gung ho about.
I
I think
understand.
Deadpool was the last Marvel movie I was gung ho about because I was entertained.
I'm always entertained when I go see Marvel movies, but like,
But I was an upper level of entertainment because I was like, it was humor with it too.
I really liked the new Spider-Man. That movie, like, I don't know, it hit home for me because I grew up with Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then there was Andrew Garfield, and I liked Andrew Garfield, but the movies in
He
general
wasn't
just weren't as
he
good.
really wasn't that bad. But
No,
just
yeah,
the stories.
it wasn't the Spider-Man, it was the movies.
I
Yeah.
kind of miss the Tobey Maguire, so every time
Yeah.
there's a new Spider-Man, I'm just like, why do we have to keep?
Yeah,
Well,
so that's what I was
like,
thinking going
here's
into
the
it,
thing,
but then
though,
I loved
Just like
it.
advance. Well, that's what I thought of. This one was more of a comedy. It, like, I'm kind of not relating it to, or I don't want to relate it to how.
Here's
things are going
the
before
thing,
same
though.
universe.
As much as I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, I heard a great comment from somebody where it's like he didn't realize they hadn't gotten Spidey right until the Homecoming Spider-Man, until like they hadn't gotten the comic mannerisms of the Spider-Man from the comics right until Homecoming.
Yeah, and
essentially.
one of the
Well,
big
that's what
things
I
was like
enjoyed,
that he's talking a lot. Like Spider-Man's just like a talkative guy.
Yeah.
And now he has like the suit that talks to him, like 'cause it's made by Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know, it's similar to the Iron Man suit. So that like gives him an excuse to like talk more, and it feels natural in the movie.
Yeah.
Because he's actually talking
that
to
gives
someone.
it more of a. I like the humorous vibe or the talk, like his characteristics more. I'm just like. So every time they come out with a new Spider-Man, the aunt's always younger. Spider-Man's always younger.
I thought she was good though.
She's a great actress.
good,
but,
alright.
She's good looking. She's also good in the movie.
But it's like that role was always meant to be an older Aunt May.
There's also different
A
versions of the
teenager.
Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that story's just been rebooted so many times. I kind of liked with Homecoming that they skipped that whole thing.
Yeah. Which
They
they
skipped
should
this-
have.
Yeah.
Which they
But
fucking should have.
I watched the bonus features, and they're like, we made a conscious effort to not like show things that were shown in the Spider-Man movie before.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't get bit. He doesn't
Right,
watch his
yeah.
uncle die. He's not like swinging from buildings really that much.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They
They know.
Well, this is
They've
they've
learned
been
from
doing it like
previous movies not
from-
to do that. Yeah.
after. This is like right after the Civil War thing. That's what they went timeline wise.
Yeah.
And I like that they did that. But it's just like I'm just kind of tired of the reboot over and over again.
Well, there's only been two, but yeah, I
But, like,
understand.
it's-
Them being so close to each other is
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Usually, because like if you think of how many times Hulk's been rebooted, it was like really old to when it was just like makeup on a person,
Oh well, yeah.
and it went from that and then went to CGI. It wasn't like there's not 10 different versions of a CGI
You're
Hulk.
saying there was enough of a gap in between.
Yeah,
for it to
there was a
do
long enough gap to reboot it.
Yeah.
Did you guys think the first gap was like kind of short? Because that's what I kind of felt.
Yeah,
When they
me
brought
too.
Spider-Man
Maguire,
back, I was
Garfield.
Yeah,
like,
when they
Yeah.
when they said they were making a new Spider-Man, I was like, whoa.
We just
like,
finished.
you know,
Yeah.
Maybe that was our first like.
Yeah.
The first like. Oh, you like that as a kid?
Yeah, I feel like it was. Yeah,
Fuck you.
it totally was.
Yeah.
It totally was the first one.
No, I think that's why. But that gap,
What's the other one that pissed me
I appreciate a longer gap because when you reboot something, it should be because of huge innovation.
Never is.
Oh, you're saying it
Wait,
never
what?
is?
A reboot?
I can't think of anything that's
Well,
like.
think of-
There's good reboots.
Imagine,
Yeah.
But
okay.
still,
Look
Okay,
back
go on.
look back at the old Marvel again. Like I said, Hulk was just like makeup on a guy. Iron Man, that whole setup, like
There was a
really.
previous Iron Man?
was there a live action Iron Man before?
I mean, the
Yeah,
reason
it
I'm
was
kind
like
of okay with
and
it
then
was
the Captain
Spider-Man,
America, it was just like a guy in a weird costume, type thing.
though. I mean, Spider-Man, like, there's lots of stories to be told. There's lots of comics.
Yeah.
Dude.
Lots of different things you can do.
Yo,
And
yeah.
Tobey Maguire was like 30 when he played Spider-Man. Like, he couldn't keep doing it
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
you
that
know?
was
No,
yeah.
but I was
They
just
finally
I was
cast
just
a
hoping
teenager
like
in this one.
they would go from that, continue the storyline to where he's dead, and then move from there. Like
Wait, what?
Spider-Man dies, like
Oh well, yeah.
yeah, the original one dies, and then it's Miles something.
Kennedy.
Slash.
But then there's
Thank
yeah.
you.
Another
reboot.
Another reboot that like pissed me off, and it's
it.
like there is enough gap, but it's like, and I haven't even watched really the original Terminator movies or like any of them.
Wait, which Genesis?
Genesis. Can't you wait for like the guy to die first before you
wait
like,
for Arnold Schwarzenegger
I'm sorry,
to die
but like
to
that
reboot
sounds
guy?
really like morbid.
What guy are you talking about?
You're waiting for Schwarzenegger to die?
Yeah, don't like that's like almost, and I know he's in them, so it's like okay, it's fine, I guess, because of that. But it's almost like an insult to, because he's such a like crucial part of the movie. It's weird to reboot it, like while he's still alive, but older,
it's
but
the same,
him still play the same role as the character he was playing. Right? Is that how it worked?
I don't watch Genesis.
Yeah,
it was a time travel thing at first.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of Logan and time travel.
It's like why?
But
he was already in the movie. Like
with rebooting with him in it, it's similar to how they've done Logan now. They have Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine and Logan when he was he was the Wolverine in X-Men and all those movies. They rebooted the new look kind of X-Men.
Logan wasn't a reboot.
Well, like it's kind of like it's similar to where it's a new style of everything,
but it's still it takes place after all of the events of the previous X-Men movies.
And then they're also rebooting the whole X-Men series again with like Sophia Turner playing. I can't even remember all the heroes' names, but
the X-Men confused me. There's like the first three, and then there's like the newer generation. It's got like X-Men Origins.
Deadpool fucking straight up says that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like
well, there's the one even Days of Future Past, I think, where it like mixes the old cast with the new cast.
Future Past. That just says how confusing this shit is.
It is so
Future
confusing.
Past. Isn't that right now? What the fuck?
I've seen I've seen X-Men. I always get X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future
That one's
Past.
good.
X-Men
I actually
First
like
Class
Days of
was
Future
great.
Past a decent amount.
I was
even though it was
okay with
confusing.
Future Past, even though it was confusing. But First Class was like that's
First Class.
That was good. That was really good.
Kevin Bacon, wasn't he the villain?
Fucking submarine scene where he lifts it out of the fucking water. Yeah, that seems. I love like it's so dumb, but I love like mystery Cuban Missile Crisis like scenes. They fucking do that. Like another example of that is like Call of Duty Black Ops, where there's like the whole conspiracy.
Oh, like
within the
Cold
Cuban
War.
Yeah,
that
Cold
like
War.
80s era type movie.
Yeah,
Spies
like
like
where
us, like type thing.
Yeah, that stuff. Yeah. Where it's like there's a whole like conspiracy inside of like why it actually happened or something like that. It's fun.
Conspiracies are always fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, reboots are trash.
But
Stop it.
Rubrics?
Reboots.
Oh,
I was
Rubrics
like,
too. Rubrics are shit. You never follow them, teachers. I see you.
Yeah.
But like, there's some movies that's just certain actors are crucial to the success of a movie.
Well,
Arnold
yeah, I don't
Terminator, Hugh Jackman
I
to
understand
X-Men.
Once again, Logan was not.
That's not a reboot, but like still, Hugh Jackman had to play
It's gonna be weird seeing Han Solo.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
And then the guy who played Han Solo.
Oh, the Han Solo.
Being in Star Wars, he's
that's
crucial.
That's a good shift.
He is, he is. They're crucial actors to the movie.
That's a prequel, though.
How do you feel about? Yeah, I don't. Well, like, yeah, he can't be Han. Are you saying Han Solo should be playing him, or Harrison Ford should be playing him?
No, but like,
I don't want him playing him. I don't want him in Star Wars anymore, and I'm glad that he died in Force Awakens because he hates Star Wars, so I don't want him to be in it.
I'm sure they'll have a callback to him somewhere, or like call back to the past before they show the prequel. Like,
I hope not.
Well, that's what I just. But
call back.
He's not. He's not gonna play.
Call back to the days of future.
The days of the future. Call back.
Days of
prequel.
past future.
At the beginning of the movie, he's like, Leia's just like, I'm leaving. And he's like, what? And then she leaves. He's like, I remember the good old days.
Where
And then
did
it just
I go
cuts to
wrong?
the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
He's not gonna play. That's just an age thing. It's just, that's an age thing at this point, but.
But
he's still like having
just with the Terminator thing, it's like it's
a callback to it.
Him in the movie doesn't make sense to me because it is a new thing. It's not. It's like it was.
You think someone else should have played?
It was a reboot.
You think someone else should have played the T-100?
Is the T-100 him in the original movies? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's it. That's all you want to. Okay.
I think that's
Sure,
what I'm
alright.
getting at. I didn't think about that
Okay.
until you actually just told me it.
Schwarzenegger was casted in that movie because of the way he runs. So, the end. That's the end of that. That's how much thought they put in that movie. No, Terminators are good though. The first two, anyway.
I've only seen
Genesis
one
is-
Terminator. Guess which one it is?
Is it 3? Is it Salvation?
It's Salvation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is CGI'd in that movie. I don't even think he's in that movie.
I'm gonna say I don't actually like. I need to like. I'd never actually watched it like properly, but I didn't really dislike that movie.
Salvation?
Yeah.
Salvation has cool shit in it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Reboots suck. I'm gonna keep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep bringing us back.
I understand. I mean, yeah, they do usually. So it's like.
You know the thing I thought of?
Unless
We're
it's
talking
like
about
super
Harrison Ford. Do you know in Indiana Jones when he does that scene where he's sick or whatever, so he just gives up and shoots the guy, and they kept it in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know that thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like in fucking Force Awakens. He doesn't want to be in the movie, so he's like, Chewie, can I see that? And he takes it, he's like, oh god, and they just keep it in the movie. Chewie, let me see that. Let me see that.
I think I liked it.
Anyway.
Yeah, fucking Harrison Ford. He's a funny guy, but he's an asshole. But
reach that age.
What did you guys think? Yeah. What did you guys think of the Solo trailer? Like,
I didn't watch it.
oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Okay.
It's not much.
Donald
I don't
Glover's
really
Lando.
Yep, I'm excited. for
Where's
that.
my Lando? Where is he?
Is
Abrams. What's the other dude's name? The guy who did The Last Jedi?
Ryan Johnson.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
Johnson. What the fuck? Where's Lando?
Is he directing it?
Directing what?
The
I don't know.
Solo movie?
I don't know who's
Okay.
directing Solo.
I know that
We know Lando's gonna be in that. He's Donald Glover. I'm talking about
He's
the
in the
fuck
trailer.
in the new
He
trilogy.
looks convincing, actually.
Oh, okay.
Where the fuck? They don't even mention him.
Yeah.
Not even Lando left a space note.
That's weird. Yeah.
He's gonna come back and save everyone.
He
Where
came
the
back
fuck
in.
is Lando?
He came back in the Lego movie.
Where the fuck is he?
Yeah, that would. He just saves him at the end of the last movie. He just
Yeah.
shows up saves her ass. I've been here the whole time.
He's so close.
He takes off the Chewbacca suit.
Oh,
The real
shit.
plot twist.
I
Where the
really
fuck is
wanted. I
Chewbacca?
really wanted to eat that pork.
Like all this information.
Okay, now this is gonna bug you. So yeah, you guys go on. This is just bugging me right now.
I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, you're right though.
Lando?
Yeah, where the
No,
fuck
yeah.
is Lando?
Huh?
You cast another
What if
black
he-
guy, and it's like, okay,
What
that's
if-
it. We
Yeah.
reached our limit. We gotta pop
Gotta
one
choke him
out.
What
Black
if
guy,
he's
yeah.
dead?
Lando? Then they should have said
They
that.
should've
explain
said
it,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know if Billy D just didn't want to do the fucking movie or whatever, didn't want his 5 minutes to be like, oh hi.
Yeah, I
Bye.
don't know.
Mm-hmm. But
Maybe
they haven't even acknowledged, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully he shows up in the next one.
I hope so.
I hope
But
so.
they're the trilogy, The Last Jedi is kind of about all right, Star Wars was cool, the old Star Wars, but you know,
True.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
we're done with that.
True.
We're moving on. It's Lando's no, I didn't mean yet. All right, see ya. Smashed by the wall.
Yeah, I hope he shows up. Yeah, you're right.
I'm upset now.
He could not be.
You're the one guy protesting outside, going, "Where the fuck is Lando?"
No, I feel like a lot of people are upset about it.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Now that you say it, I do want to see him again. I'd like to see him more than Han Solo. So.
Dude, Donald Glover's a good type.
Yeah.
Nice Lando. Hashtag Lando Star Wars story.
Hey, did you guys
Lando goes on adventures with that one dude.
Oh yeah, I love
They
that
just go on
guy.
adventures. They kept that fucker in, but Lando's not in.
He is in
it.
Yeah.
That guy killed him. That guy killed Lando.
Racist
Yeah.
alien character.
That's 100% true.
I love it.
Where the fuck is Lando? Why'd you kill him, guy?
Just thinking of that guy in Return of the Jedi.
You don't see it, but in The Last Jedi, right before Carrie Fisher, right before she gets blown up, Lando walks into frame like, "Hey guys!"
Oh my god! Because that is the scene where they like kill off like every like old trilogy important character besides Leia. By the yeah, we already talked about it. All
right, we can move on.
So,
what else is there to talk about?
We should stop soon, but like,
Okay.
What time are we at?
I think we're at like an hour and 30 minutes or something.
Feature film.
Yeah, hour 25. So Ryan Johnson's getting a whole other trilogy to himself. Do you think it's gonna take place before the prequels?
I want it to.
I want it to.
It won't.
Yeah.
It won't. I
It'll be
want
like-
it.
Lando trilogy. Lando and
I didn't know
Grumgar,
you were
best
this
friends
into- I
forever.
didn't know you were this into Lando.
I'm just like, this is like, you see, this is conspiracy shit, man.
Yeah,
Where the
it's
fuck
true.
is Lando? Was he
It's true.
Snoke? Was he Snoke?
Lando
What
was
up?
Snoke.
I'm totally a Force guy. I totally know
I
the
totally
Force.
can do all that. There's
I can
somebody,
totally
there's
bench
somebody like
out.
behind the chair. Like,
Some puppet guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would lose it if there was an Old Republic trilogy. I would fucking be happy as hell.
Yeah, I'd be interested. Just
That'd be
because
cool.
it's something
Yeah.
new, you know.
Yeah, and it's even like because Old Republic shit is really cool. Like I don't have the patience to go through and like read all the stuff about it, but like I'd love to see it in a movie format. Because my favorite part of the Star Wars universe is Mandalorian stuff, which is like which essentially like it's like the Greece of Star Wars, where it's like their whole culture is based around like war. So it's like that would
I
be
thought you said the Grease for a second, and I was like, where are you going with this?
the Greek Empire.
I thought you said like Grease, like on a
oh
burger.
Like Grease
oh
lightning.
oh sorry. Grease the movie of Star Wars. And yeah, and I'm also hoping that is going to be part of the Obi-Wan movie, because in the Clone this is very wishful thinking, but in the Clone Wars TV show, they talk about how when Obi-Wan was a Padawan / like a Jedi in training or whatever, they spent an amount of time on Mandalore, fighting on Mandalore.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that's part of it. I don't know. Probably won't be, but anything like Mandalorian we can get in live action would be so fucking cool. I would lose it. Yeah.
Yeah. What is that movie gonna be?
The Obi-Wan movie. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that Ewan McGregor? Is Ewan McGregor gonna be in it?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's
Is him
confirmed.
walking around on Tatooine like, what up, guys?
Oh yeah. Oh, I guess it is. The main prediction right now is it's going to be about him between the third
Revenge
and
of
the
the
fourth
Sith,
movie.
maybe.
Yeah.
The fuck does he even do?
Well, they already killed Darth Maul in Rebels, so yeah, I don't know.
Nah,
what
he's
else.
back, man. he has 16 spider legs in him. He's just like, what up? I keep coming.
How do you feel about them him being alive, like in the Clone Wars? Do you feel the same way?
I
about
mean,
that?
I don't care. I didn't even watch the Clone Wars to that
I know,
point.
I
watched
know,
like
just saying,
like a season and a half.
I'm saying like, do you, just him being alive in general?
it
Were you like,
fits. It fits with that
Okay.
universe, I guess.
the sub universe.
With the prequel universe.
Yeah.
But does anyone watch Rebels?
My friend watches Rebels, but
I don't know if I talked about this, but like, okay, so you know in the Clone Wars, they have the droids.
yeah.
And they make like the jokes about the droids and like they'll accidentally get shot or some shit. It's like, oh, I'm a droid, I got shot.
Yeah.
And they have those jokes and they're like whatever. It's like it's kind of entertaining. It's funny or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they try to do that in Rebels, but like stormtroopers are like people. So it's like what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
that's
there's this
true.
scene-
That's true.
And it's like the very first episode. It's the very first episode. It's like he fights this like Imperial commander or whatever, and he's like fighting him. And then he's like, oh, I learned the Force or some shit. So he like punches the corporal dude and like he falls off with a bunch of stormtroopers and the guy gets away. And it's the corporal dude. He's like hanging from a bridge and he's just like, oh god. And it zooms out and the stormtrooper's hanging onto him and he's like, good thing we made it, right, sir? And he fucking kicks the stormtrooper. And it pans out to the shot where he's like, ah! And I was like, that's like. That makes sense in the, in the Clone Wars, like the droid universe.
Right, they're droids.
The droids are like, what up, I got you, and they shoot and like bounces off the walls and it's like, and they die. And it's like, oh haha. Yeah. What a stormtrooper doesn't know, it's like gory ass, like no. It does that. That happens in the show. I was like, no one has seen that. Just this wide shot of him, just like as it dies on the screen.
Yeah, like. My friend watches Rebels and he says like he doesn't like it as much as Clone Wars, but he watches it because to get the story out of it, right, and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the things that turns me off of it is in the Clone Wars. At first, you can kind of say, oh well, the cast is Ahsoka, Anakin, and like Padme and Obi-Wan, but as the show goes on, they're like that's like less than half of like the season. Sometimes is them. Like, because what the show becomes essentially is different stories from parts of the universe. And a lot of times about the clones. In Rebels, there's a main cast and they're being followed every episode.
What you're saying, yeah.
And I don't, besides the Mandalorian character in the...
Oh, okay.
part of the cast, and I also like the main Jedi guy. What's his name again?
Steve Franklin.
Cassian.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and the main pilot chick. Other than them three, I don't really like the rest of them.
I agree with that. Like the format for like the Star Wars movies, how it's like 4 or 5 people and they go on space adventures. Yeah. It sounds good for like a show, but it's kind of not. Mm-hmm. And Clone Wars, my favorite part about the Clone Wars TV shows and shit was like the large scale stuff.
Yeah.
The battles, like taking Ryloth or whatever, like that shit was cool.
with the clones and...
Yeah,
because I always loved the fucking clones, and Rex was a really fun character. And it worked well with like Anakin and Obi-Wan and stuff. So it's like... Yeah, and it totally, like, what you said makes sense. Like, where it's like, having, like, a main cast, like, to follow out as a show makes sense, but it's like,
There becomes a point when it's like, alright, this is cool, but there's, like, a whole war going on right now that I don't get to watch. It's just 5 people in a ship.
Right.
But I mean, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. The Tartakovsky cartoon, though.
Is that... The
Clone Wars,
the
Samurai Jack?
The original Clone Wars.
Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
You guys know? That dude, the same dude, like made Star Wars cartoon, like a 2-part thing.
The original Clone Wars, yeah. Yeah. It's very, and it's interesting because it has the actual like voice actors from like the prequels in it. So it's like interesting.
Mace Windu fist fights like 200 super battle droids without a lightsaber, and it's amazing. And a giant ship for no reason just like has like a piston that just punches the ground. And it's like,
oh yeah,
and just creates this sand wave. And Mace Windu's like, I don't even care. Yeah, jump over that shit, and I'm like, oh.
I love one of the shots in that show where Yoda's just like sitting in the room and like meditating. And he's like. And then he like looks and like turns the shades because they're always in that like room with the shades. And there's like thousands of battle droids like raining down from the sky onto Coruscant. It's
fucking tight.
Yeah,
I love that cartoon.
Like it's really a good animation.
There's like so little. It's like Samurai Jack. There's so little dialogue, so much shit happening though.
Well, I think that's probably when did that air?
2003.
Yeah, I definitely remember I was still on basic television, so if I saw anything of that, I was at like my grandma's house or something. That's like for a couple days.
Yeah, I premiered on Cartoon Network.
So yeah, I would only see like very small remnants of it.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I told you about like like shows that my carpool always had in their car, like the Transformers animated movie and stuff. That was one of them.
Oh, cool.
Was one of those ones. That was on there for a shorter period of time, I remember. But that's my knowledge of animated Yu-Gi-Oh! and animated Transformers movies comes from carpool from 2nd grade.
Foolish Yugi. I brought my dice. But yeah. Reboots suck. Watch the Tartakovsky Star Wars cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan fights a weird... The fuck is that even? It's like a
like
monster
tentacle,
thing.
like regenerating.
That just has like
guy.
laser shoulder blades. It's like okay, I'm down. Anyway,
can't die.
Where's Lando?
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Where's Lando?
Wait, what the fuck? No, Austin, no. No, Austin, Lando's not there.
Where's Lando?
Yeah, where the fuck is Lando? If we ever have a fan base, I'm gonna make them like data mine for Lando. I want everyone to make the craziest conspiracy theory that you could possibly think of.
And
Lando's brain was taken out and put into one of those horse things.
Horse thing?
Yeah.
Oh god.
The fucking from Canto Bite.
The deer things?
Yeah, they're like deer horses. Lando is the broom that the kid pulls. Like Lando just slides over to him.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that and K-pop music industry and then Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Get ready for Game of Thrones North Korea. Bro.
Lando is one of the nuns. Ray cuts off that rock and then it falls off and it hits the wheelbarrow, falls off. Lando's at the bottom, smashes him, kills him.
He's like, finally made it, and then.
Oh, I found Luke. This map leads right here. Luke sacrificed Lando to the gods to get free titty milk for the rest of his life.
It's like a Lord of the Flies type situation. You just like, gotta get rid of Lando. You get more of that titty milk.
Lando was in one of those bombers, and then they just pressed the button, and he's like, I'm arming the bombs. Oh, falls at the bottom. Just find Lando, guys.
Yeah,
just find him.
Find Lando.
Lando, if you're out there, Billy D, if you're out there, build the cannon.
Yeah.
He's Lando. He has that power. He can say where Lando is. Anyway.
Well, I've been Jake.
I've been Warren a few times.
I've been Ben. For quite a while now.
And we are Team Attica.
Team Attica, Chattica, Attatalk,
Patica.
Chattica.
Atticast.
Atticast.
Chatticast?
Stratocaster.
Stradcaster.
Guitar.
Radicast.
Radicast.
Lando cast.